Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the Mexican national anthem sung by local resident Edgar Ponce from Monterrey, Mexico, and for the United States national anthem sung by Fort Wayne Councilman Tom Dwenger.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero apresta y el bridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Ciño patria tus sienes de oliva, de la paz del arcángel divino, que en el cielo tu eterno destino por el dedo de Dios se escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo profanar con su planta tu suelo, pienso, patria querida, que el cielo un soldado en cada hijo te dio, un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero aprestad y el bridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiembla en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rock glad, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
Nobody took off their hats.
Hello and welcome to the international friendly here at Shields Field. Fort Wayne FC hosting Chivas de Guadalajara's U20 team. We're your commentary team for today. I'm Caleb Saylor. Joining me is Journal-Gazette beat writer for Fort Wayne FC, Josh Patterson. Josh, how are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. So you were actually brought in for the Journal-Gazette to sort of be the beat writer for Fort Wayne FC. So what impressions have you seen from the team, or have they made so far this season for you?
For me, it's been really interesting to see how they've continued to gel as the season's gone on. You can tell, like, the players are really starting to figure out tendencies that their teammates are having, and like the new players they've incorporated have been really crucial additions in key spots as injuries have popped up and players have needed rest, things like that. So it's been fun just to see how this first-year club has progressed as the season's gone on.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we discussed last week as well. First-year clubs typically don't do well, and if we're being honest with ourselves, they haven't done that well on paper. Now,
no.
We're seeing that progression, like you mentioned, as the season goes on. They're starting to gel together, but we've got quite a few new guys in the lineup for today. We're seeing down here. One of the names on this list that I don't think we've seen play is Luka Mata. Honestly, I don't know much about him.
I couldn't tell you much either, honestly, at this point. I haven't seen him at training or at a game yet. He might be just very new and recent to the lineup.
And I did a quick Google search of him, and he was a Indiana Tech player this past season, so a little bit of local flavor here. Talking about our counterparts here, Chivas, I mean, they may only be a U19 team, but this is a quality club bringing in quality players to play against Fort Wayne FC.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you've got a professional club that's well established. Chivas is one of two teams in the history of Mexico that's not ever been relegated from the top flight. Down there in the top flight of Mexican soccer, they have promotion and relegation. Not the thing they have here in the States, but that's just a legacy that they and Club America share that. So just to have a team of professionals come in here, it's going to be a really great challenge for the Fort Wayne FC players to take on, kids that are going to be maybe their same age, maybe a bit younger, but, really skilled footballers for sure.
Yeah, and they're just coming off a 2-0 win against Detroit City FC, who plays in the league above us in the NISA, and are actually second in the league as well. So for their preseason matchups so far, they're doing fairly well, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do well again here today. But we've seen Fort Wayne FC put up some fight against some very quality opponents as well early on in the season. So I think this is going to be a fun matchup to watch. A couple of new guys in the squad. TJ White for Fort Wayne FC. He is a player on the bench that hasn't even been featured in the squad, along with a couple others. Nemanja Gvozdic, he's starting on the field today, as well as goalkeeper Cuba Grant. He's a University of Nebraska Omaha product, which, it seems like Mike Avery has a far reach across the country to get players.
He certainly does. I mean, he's got his upbringing from Southern California. That's how we saw Grayson Duty come in. He talked to some personal contacts, Duty being from UCLA. Cuba Grant actually is trained with the Canadian national team, so he's got a bit of a pedigree there. So it'll be good to see him get some minutes. Joe Bowles is pretty much unquestioned the number one, but game like this, it's going to be nice to get a little bit of squad rotation, maybe some guys that don't get a lot of minutes, and then you've got this challenge coming up. So it's going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah, so Josh will be joining me for probably the first 15 minutes or so. Then he's going to go downstairs and enjoy the rest of the match, and it'll be me for the rest of the way. But go ahead and make sure to stick with us. And if you're watching us on the YouTube stream, let us know where you're watching from, and let us know as well what you're experiencing, whether you're having audio issues or video playback issues. Unfortunately, our score bug does not have a clock in it, so I'll try to announce the best I can as frequently as I can where we're at in the match. So just make a couple of notes there, and also as well stream that or link that video to family and friends who couldn't be here today. So we're off and running here at Shields Field. Chivas just working the ball around the back. Their starting lineup features a couple of notable names for Chivas. The one I probably noticed the most was Carlos Salcido. For Mexican national fans, that name will stick out. Fort Wayne with a dangerous play there, but able to clear it out. But that name will stick out to you because he's the son of Mexican national player Carlos Salcido, same name. So that was something that really stuck out to me in terms of the team lineup for Chivas.
And I mean, you've got the pedigree and the lineage right there. You've got the son of a Mexican national team player, a real superstar in the game. So it's going to be fun to see what he can do out here tonight for sure.
So Gaynor in the corner trying to work past 2 Chivas players, and it goes out for a corner, or for a goal kick.
Nice looking crowd there tonight.
Yeah, this is a sizable. This is probably the biggest crowd we've seen since the first match, and honestly, this is probably a sellout match. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold all the tickets. We're seeing quite a bit more fans than we did against Toledo across the way from us.
Sure.
So, and it's nice to see. I would say a large contingent of Latinx fans here in the crowd. I think that's a goal of Fort Wayne FC, to try to reach some of those communities within Fort Wayne to not only grow the fan base, but to grow soccer, that sort of soccer family here in Fort Wayne.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, President Eric Magner, he and I have had a few discussions about that, and he really wants the team to represent the community as a whole, and I think scheduling an opponent like Chivas, to come in, really helps with that outreach with that community. And there are quite a few folks I've noticed, that may be Chivas fans, but they're wearing Fort Wayne FC jerseys as well, which is always fun to see.
Yeah, that's definitely nice to see. And a lot of Chivas fans in the crowd today. So Chivas plays a long ball out to the left. And a good play there into the attack. Cuts back, and Fort Wayne FC is able to get it away to Captain Jose Rodriguez, who finds Emawako. Emawako just getting stood up there by the Chivas players. And I apologize in advance. It's sort of hard to see the numbers for the Chivas players. So,
and certainly with the 3-digit numbers that we're not a little accustomed to here. Usually it's 1 or 2. So right on the stripes, the black on the red is a little bit difficult to see up here.
So I apologize in advance. We're not doing that to disrespect anybody. I just maybe I need to go to the eye doctor and get the eyes checked. So Fort Wayne able to maintain possession, and then just given away there.
It's a nice takeaway by Mata. Nice way to make an impression here in the first few minutes.
Yeah, so Fort Wayne looks like they're lining up in a 4-2-3-1, different than what they lined up in the last match. Lined up with 3 in the back, which I'm not sure if Mike Avery decided that didn't work and probably wasn't going to work. It has went back to the back 4 with the 2 defensive midfielders.
Sure.
I think is a smart play. You've got one of the more experienced players, I do believe, in Breno Oliveira with that defensive mid, as well as the new player, Luca Mata. So Oliveira here on the ball.
And Breno, when he's been on the field, has been, pretty instrumental with, keeping up with the attack, but also in defending. He's been really versatile as kind of a two-way player for Fort Wayne FC so far.
And traditionally in the matches as well, he's started a little higher up on the field, and as I spoke to him, he's a little bit older. His legs get a little bit heavier on in the match, and so they tend to drop him back in that more defensive position. Chivas able to maintain possession.
It was interesting talking with Dylan Sin, who's covering the game tonight for the Journal-Gazette. You can kind of see it that the Fort Wayne FC players aren't really intimidated by the laundry that's they're opposing, and that's refreshing to see that they're willing to get in there and really give good challenges.
Yeah, so that was a nice possession of play there for Chivas, and a couple of passes there in the midfield. Fort Wayne FC win the ball back, and Tyler Gaynor's on the ball. Tries to play a long ball to, I believe, Luke Jones. Although I can't quite see the number out there.
Sure.
But I believe that's Luke Jones for Fort Wayne FC playing out there right midfield.
It's a nice steady stream of fans continuing to go to the east side bleachers there. So this could be a full sellout here at Shields Field, which would be fantastic.
So Fort Wayne, both Chivas and Fort Wayne, pressing high here in the first 5-10 minutes, hoping the defenders of the opposing team can make a mistake. Chivas doing well just to maintain possession here in the back. Working the ball around. Doing well to connect the midfield as well.
Got the wave going on here.
That's good to see.
Say 8 o'clock kickoff on a Friday night. Probably got a bit of a lively crowd, we'll say.
I would say Comets are out of town tonight, so this is probably the show here in Fort Wayne.
For sure.
Chivas working the ball up through the midfield. Ball's one away. Oliveira's on the ball. Just trying to find the feet of Rodriguez, and he could have played that pass there just a bit sooner. Rodriguez was standing wide open, but the Chivas player able to intercept the ball. And I assume it's an intentional tactic by Chivas, something they're working on. They're only in the preseason, but they're working hard to play out of the back from the goalkeeper to the defenders, really trying to link everybody up together versus what Fort Wayne FC has done in the past and tended to resort to long ball when they've gotten in sticky situations.
So if you can work that possession style, it can really be depressing for your opponents if you're able to string together 10, 12, 14 passes in a row. You just think, okay, is this going to keep happening all night? So it's interesting to see the professionals going at it this route.
Yeah, and that's the second foul here against Fort Wayne FC. Just a little kick by Max Amoako. Chivas plays a switch ball, but Luke Jones putting him under pressure. Able to maintain possession, and looks like the only person really pressing high up for Fort Wayne is Captain Jose Rodriguez. Tyler Gaynor plays it back to Grant. Grant plays a questionable ball to Olchek, his defender, but Fort Wayne able to maintain possession. Here's Jones.
It's nice to see them keep their head when they know you've got these players coming on you really quick, that you're still able to get the pass and at least get the ball out of your own end so you don't give up the really dangerous scoring chance.
Chivas win the ball back here. Both teams doing well to just zip those short passes back and forth here on the right side. In the first 8 minutes or so, Chivas has had definitely more possession than Fort Wayne have had. Fort Wayne are chasing the match just a little bit early on here, which is probably to be expected from most people.
Absolutely. Say you've got a bunch of get a field of professionals, paid professionals on the field, whereas you've got a lot of college kids that they're not drawing a stipend as of yet. So it's just going to be a difference in skill level tonight. I mean, you're still seeing the Fort Wayne club battle really hard, and hoping that can continue for the full 90.
And that's sort of the American style as well. Is they tend to be a little bit more physical than some of their more technical counterparts. But sometimes that wins matches for you, is being just that little bit more physical.
Absolutely, and sometimes you get that long ball that just finds the open man. You're able to come up with the goal that maybe you weren't expecting.
So Fort Wayne put under pressure here, but they just win that ball back. This is Gavozdich on the ball, finds Amoako, and that ball just flipped away by the Chivas players here. Angevin wins the header. And here's Gavozdich. Just pushed down by the Chivas player, and this is a free kick in a dangerous position for Fort Wayne FC.
So we don't have Joel Harvey in the lineup tonight, who's kind of become the spot kick specialist, I feel like, but I feel like Breno's no slouch either.
Yeah, Breno's definitely no slouch. He was a star player out at Grace. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the goalkeeper work for this one. You're about 15, 20, 25 yards out. You're definitely within range. David Koch, the big man for Fort Wayne, he's definitely a target on that back post, but I have a feeling Oliveira is going to go for it here.
Yeah, he's going to probably try and curl it here in that top corner.
And here it is, and deflected by the wall. And the ball goes out for a Fort Wayne throw-in here in the 11th minute at Shields Field.
One thing I'm kind of looking for is something I've noticed has become a bit of a pattern with Fort Wayne FC is I don't know if it's a tired, fatigue sort of thing, but about 35, 40 minutes into the first half, it seems like they are pretty goal prone in that 5-minute window. So hopefully they can keep Chivas off the scoreboard at that point in time. That'd be, I think, a win that Coach Avery can build off of for Sunday.
And this is an entirely different good through ball here by Angevin, but Gvozdic not able to get on the end of it. But as I was saying, this is a different, entirely different back four for Fort Wayne FC than the past couple of matches. You've Coach Mike Avery have plugged some of these players in, and Angevin and Koch and Olczek and Gaynor, but they've not all played together. And really, defensive efforts in that 10 minutes or so in the end of the first half tends to be, where those mistakes are happening, ultimately leading to those goals.
For sure.
It'll be interesting to see if they're, like you said, able to maintain that stamina there in the final minutes of the halves. So both Koch and Angevin doing well to win the ball back. Here's Olczek. Plays a long ball to Emawako, but he recognized he was offsides. And the goalkeeper, Garcia, able to keep it from going out for a goal kick.
And Cook's been more of a recent addition. He was a defender at Grace as well. Used to playing in front of Joe Bowles, the the number one keeper for Fort Wayne FC. I think as the season's gone on, Luke Morrill and Reed Sprout really I would say probably 1 and 1A as far as choice for center back. They played a lot of minutes in the spring. They've been very reliable, in the center of the back, but they played a lot of minutes here, and then they've got the fall season coming up where they're expected to play heavy minutes. Morrill at Michigan State and Sprout at Oakland. So you got to try and fit in your rest somewhere where you can. And I think, this week and maybe next week when the schedule is kind of a little bit lighter with this friendly and then the friendly on Thursday against Lansing Common coming up back here at Shields, a couple good opportunities to do that.
Certainly so. So throw in here for Chivas in the 13th minute. Javier Guerrero throwing the ball in. He's able to find his center back, Jorge Reynoso. One of only 3 or 4 players on the Chivas squad for the under-20s that are returning to the squad. A lot of those players have aged out of the system at this point. So only about 3 or 4 players who have played with Chivas last season return for them for this season.
And something I saw that President Magner posted on Facebook earlier today, you've got 7 different players on this roster for Chivas that have factored into like U16 or U17 national teams for Mexico. And some of them have played even in the U17 World Cup, which, that's just great experience. That just tells you the skill level, in the red and white stripes that we're seeing tonight.
And not to discredit Fort Wayne FC either. They've got a number of players who have, in their youth or at some point, featured for professional sides as well. Joe Bowles, who's not on the squad tonight, started with Crystal Palace. Enrique Horna, who's on the bench, he played for San Miguelito's U19 squad down in his home country of Panama. And then also Joe Quadio, who I don't believe is on the team sheet tonight. He's another player who has had professional club experience in the youth squads with Burnley and Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield over in England. So Fort Wayne FC have some players who have featured in professional setups like many of these Chivas players are.
And having, players that have that experience, like that's just an invaluable trait that you can bring to the field. That, you've got some kids that are, from college programs, and it's different setups that you can really kind of just play one off the other, and I think it just helps build up both sides.
So a throw in here for Chivas, plays it back to the goalkeeper in the 15th minute at Shields Field. I can't quite tell, but it might just be starting to rain a little bit. It's hard to tell off in the distance. I don't think either team will matter or care much about it as long as they get a result. And Fort Wayne FC in the attacking third here. A shot by Jones, deflected, but it comes back out to him. Trying to take a man on here. He's starting to get crowded out by Chivas players and gives up possession in his final third, and that's something you don't want to do. You want to make your attacking chances count, because there's a decent chance you're not going to get many of them against a squad like this. And a good ball here by Chivas. Work from left to right. Working up the sideline here. Ball in over the top, and Olchek just able to beat the Chivas player to the ball.
That's a great bit of defending there, just to know that you've got the sideline as your 12th man there, but able to clear it out and keep it away from being a dangerous spot there.
Yeah, Olchek did well. Just be a little bit quicker, a little bit higher on his step than that Chivas player to get that ball out. And I believe, I'm not sure what the refs are discussing. Just having a little chat with David Cook and I believe Miguel Guzman, although I can only see the 8 on the end of his kit number. So refs just having a little chat with those two players, and it's a throw-in for Fort Wayne FC here in the 17th minute at Shields Field. Emawako gives up possession. Chivas doing well just to knock those short passes around those Fort Wayne FC players, just making them run for it. And still in preseason, you would expect Fort Wayne to try to do that as well, and not entirely successful on the Fort Wayne part, not able to defend it.
And as this is a preseason match for Chivas, the clubs agreed that they would go to unlimited substitutions tonight, just to be able to get as many players minutes as possible. And same thing for Fort Wayne FC. You know, there are quite a few guys that are suited up tonight that aren't really, you know, factoring in, you know, in the USL League 2 games. So it's good to get them some minutes as well.
Here's Rodriguez, able to bring down that through ball. Great ball over the top. Tries to beat one man. Just gives the referee a look, seeing if he was going to get the call, but referee didn't even bother mentioning that there was no foul there. And Chivas gets possession back.
That's a nice effort there from Rodriguez to, you know, see if he could maybe get that penalty right there in the very far outskirts of the 18-yard box.
And it was a good settling touch by Rodriguez as well. That was a heck of a ball played over top, and he was quicker than those Chivas players, but they were able to crowd him out to make sure he wasn't able to get a shot on goal. So ball over the top for Chivas. Cook and Angevin doing just enough to allow Grant to collect the ball. He gives it right back to Chivas, and they're starting to work the other way again.
And one thought I kind of had, with the amount of rain that we got today being a turf field, I just wonder, does this help kind of it play more like a natural grass surface where it's going to slow the ball down just enough to where it's not going to do some of those crazy hops like we've seen when it's like 90 degrees out?
Unfortunately not. I have played on turf enough times to know that turf is so unforgiving and never changes. And a lot of it has to do with the drainage that's required to have a turf field. There's quite a bit of impressive drainage systems under turf fields, so a lot of that water just soaks through into the drainage system, is wicked away.
Okay.
So turf field technology has come a long way
for sure
in the past 20 years, but it is still rough to play on. You still get these awkward bounces. You still get fast passes on the pitch there. That's the second foul against Emawako here in the first 20 minutes of the match.
And I don't think there was any ill intent to it. I think it was just, you know, both guys battling for the ball, and he just happened to be the second one there. So you're going to get those fouls now and again. Just you got to be careful as you start to get whistled 3 and 4 times. You know, that's when the ref kind of gets a little bit pull happy with the yellow card for the persistent infringement.
Yeah, and I think that's the third or fourth foul against Fort Wayne FC at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 more the ref goes to his pocket. So Emawako played a questionable pass back to Angevin. I don't think he realized he had quite a bit of space there in the midfield to turn and try to do something with it. And Angevin's pocket is picked, and the ball's turned over to Chivas. And Gaynor, a foul actually given to Chivas in a dangerous position here.
Yeah.
It's sort of an awkward position because you're pretty close to the goal. You're dead on as well. So if Grant for Fort Wayne FC is able to set up his wall right, you should have quite a bit of protection against the incoming free kick.
Say, if you can clone David Koch about 4 times, that would be a good thing. Get a lot of height in that line.
And that's that's where the partnership last week of Harris and Koch last week came in. They're both big, strong players, take up a lot of space. So the height would definitely be beneficial here.
Say, I'm not super tall, but I would definitely take up a lot of space in that wall. So put me in, coach. Got unlimited subs.
Pull us from the press box up
there. We go.
I don't think he wants that.
No, I'm sure he doesn't.
Chivas looks like they're doing something from the training ground here. They've only got 2 players, now a third walking into the mix. They've got 2 players in the wall.
And I would watch for at least one of these guys to peel off right as the kick is approached.
And a free kick. And it goes wide of the post for a goal kick for Fort Wayne. Not a bad strategy there. The Chivas player just aiming for his men in the wall to try to just make a pocket of space for that shot to go in, but it was just wide. And we've got a substitution here early on for Fort Wayne FC. Logan Lee taking the captain's armband from Jose Rodriguez.
And I kind of like this move. I mean, Jose is very calm influence out there, but Logan brings a speed that Jose just doesn't quite have. He's got that extra, Lee has that extra gear. So I think he might be able to cause some fits for the Chivas defense here.
And not only that, I talked about this last week, he is a feisty player as well. He will battle for the ball. He'll get stuck in there. Yeah, a couple fouls will be called against him. Grant able to collect that through ball, but he's a strong player. He's ready for a battle 10 times out of 10. Interesting to see him up front here, but like you mentioned, it might be Fort Wayne trying to catch Chivas out of place with a little bit of speed over the top.
I say that feistiness, I'm sure, comes from his high school coach, the Fort Wayne FC general manager Greg Malk.
So Chivas gets possession back in the midfield and plays a good ball to the left there into the box, into goal, and Olchek comes in with the tackle high on the Chivas player, and it is a penalty given to Chivas. I mean, you kind of knew it from the start. You saw that leading leg from Olchek just a little bit high, about knee level.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily looked like he was going for the ball. I mean, he tried the best he could, but in those situations, you do the best, and it sometimes ends up short.
Yeah, so the Chivas player had about half a step, and any sort of question about if there's a possible for a foul in the box, you want to try to avoid it because you don't want to put it in the ref official's hands, but he did, and here we are.
So from what I can tell, Fernando Murillo is taking the penalty kick for Chivas. Cuba Grant, a large presence in the goal, but he's going to have to do well to keep the penalty out. And he easily slots it away. And excuse me, that was Gael Garcia for Chivas slotting the penalty home and putting them in the lead in the 25th minute here at Shields Field. Chivas leads Fort Wayne FC 1-0 on a penalty kick from Gael Garcia.
Say both players guessed left, but when you're facing each other, the left one way is the left the opposite way.
And you know, goalkeepers, I feel like, tend to guess their dominant side, their strong side. So that's my guess, is Grant's dominant side is probably his left side. I know that's my dominant side is the right. I would have guessed right, but even when you guess right, sometimes you don't save those penalties. So a foul against Fort Wayne. And it's discouraging on Fort Wayne's half. They right off the kickoff, they gave that ball away. And they work the ball back to the goalkeeper.
I don't think the Three Rivers Regiment liked the Chivas cheers going up from the crowd, so they've started to get into full throat, as you can hear there off to the right.
Yeah, a small but mighty squad down there with the Three Rivers Regiment. A good group of people, along with the drummers they're able to create a lot of noise. But Chivas, they're away here, and a good cross-the-field ball. Lines up the shot, and it's deflected. The cross is in, and Grant able to collect the cross.
It's a nice assist from Gaynor there on the save, just to hold the Chivas player up enough that he had to avert his shot a bit, and then Grant was right there to make that save.
Now Chivas doing well to force Grant to play those balls long, and then they're just winning pretty much every long ball. So here's Chivas again in the box. Angevin in for the tackle, and it goes out for a corner kick. So the goal scorer, Garcia, looks like he's taking the corner. Chivas have 8 players up for the corner kick. Logan Lee gets the header and the shot. Goes well wide. And it ends up in a goal kick for Fort Wayne. Shot came from Moroni Ham. And I apologize in advance as well. Non-Spanish speaker here, so if I'm mispronouncing names, I apologize in advance. Chivas' back line is high up the field and just working the ball around comfortably. Breno Oliveira winning the ball back. Not a whole lot of options. Plays it to Angevin, who just kicks the ball out of bounds for a throw-in for Chivas here in the 28th minute at Shields Field. Another throw-in for Chivas. No harm, no foul. Same position. Guerrero taking the throw. Koch playing strong on the back of the Chivas player. And here's Luca Mata finding Logan Lee, who swings it out to Jones, and Jones not able to get a settling touch on it, and it's another Chivas throw here in the 29th minute.
They're content to get it right back on the field and just, go to their short passes, set up those triangles, and
that's working quite well for them, especially in the midfield. They're making those Fort Wayne players run, use their legs. At the rate they're going, Fort Wayne's going to have to use every sub they've got on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some good hold-up play by the Chivas player. Gaynor able to head it away. And here's Luke Jones trying to make something happen. Weaves through 2 Chivas players. Tries to find Emawako, and it's collected by the Chivas defender. Oliveira able to win that ball back. Just trying to slow things down a bit. Here's Olchek. Trying to play a ball to Logan Lee, and it's an errant pass and a throw in for Chivas. And Logan Lee just motioning to Olchek. Play it over the top. Play me through towards the goal. He thinks he's got the speed on the Chivas players to get him behind. I wouldn't doubt it. He's a quick player. Here's Chivas working the ball up the field. Pretty comfortable here in the midfield. Guerrero plays it back to the center defender. The ball in is intercepted by Olchek. And he's not able to maintain possession, and it's given away in the attacking third for Chivas. And a good pass on the top of the box. Able to work the ball in. Shouts of a handball from a few in the crowd. And the referee calls for offsides here in the 31st minute at Shields Field. Grant on the ball, plays it back to Koch. And Fort Wayne just content to play it out of the back this time. Chivas not really pressing, just trying to cut off those passing lanes to then force them to play it long. Grant finds Mata. Here's Angevin, a good run and a good pass. And Fort Wayne's away in the attack. Plays a good through ball to Logan Lee, but Logan just pulled up his run, thought he was going to be offsides. That was a great pass in, and that's what Fort Wayne's trying to do, at least Logan Lee's trying to get them to do, is to play those through balls into him. That was a great pass by Angevin. Unfortunately, nothing able to come of it. Plays a long switch ball. And that Gainer's able to head out for a Chivas throw here in the 33rd minute. Luke Jones able to win the ball back. The pass is just intercepted. Referee calls a foul. And I think it's either, I believe it's Mata for Fort Wayne FC. Chivas doing well to work the ball up the pitch. Fort Wayne doing well just to cut off those passing lanes, to force them to play the ball back. And a foul against Chivas goes the way of Fort Wayne. And Mota just playing that ball away, trying to see if he can't get maybe a yellow card called against the Chivas player, but the ref just says, no, don't do that. We're not going to have that today, but doesn't pull out his card. So if you're just joining us, we're in the 34th minute here at Shields Field. Chivas leads 1-0 over Fort Wayne on a penalty scored by Gael Garcia. And it's a throw in here for Fort Wayne. Angevin taking the throw, plays it to Emma Wacko. And Emma Wacko hasn't had a whole lot of space tonight to try to do anything with it. The Chivas player is all over him. But Angevin able to find the throw, and it makes its way to Emma Wacko, who puts the shot past Eduardo Garcia to tie it up for Fort Wayne FC here in the 35th minute at Shields Field. And that was a good bit of play by Fort Wayne. Angevin finds Logan Lee on the throw-in, who's able to get away from the Chivas defender. And Emma Wacko cutting into the center of the field. Logan Lee able to play that one time, and Emma Wacko able to make it count. And it's all square here at Shields Field in the 35th minute. Goal scorer Emma Wacko for Fort Wayne, just pointing to the crowd. And it's Fort Wayne FC 1, Chivas 1. And it looks like we've got a substitution coming in here for Fort Wayne. So the goal scorer Max Emawako coming off, and in his place, Vitor Gomez. So we apologize that those of you on the stream did not see that goal there. We're having some technical difficulties on production end, so we apologize. I'm not sure if we're going to have the highlight of it or not. So hopefully there's more goals in it for you to enjoy. And here's Tyler Gaynor able to work his way up from the back. And the ball goes out for a goal kick. Or I believe the referee corrected herself. It's going to be a corner kick for Fort Wayne, taken by Oliveira. And the corner kicks away. It's a high ball. Trying to find somebody back post. And the Chivas player able to bring it down and plays a good switch across the field, but that pass just a little too quick to maintain possession. And it's a throw-in for Fort Wayne FC here in the 38th minute. Jones just trying to slip a pass to Lee. It's given away to Chivas. Working their way out of the back. Fort Wayne not really pressing a whole lot here in the 38th minute, and understandably so. They've been made to run quite a bit by the Chivas players, playing those short, quick triangle passes. So you want to preserve the legs, but Fort Wayne able to get on the ball here. Here's Jones. Kovacic gives the ball away. And the Chivas player just motioning to his players to move, to his teammates to move around. Didn't want to play that ball back to his defenders, wanted to play forward, and the pass is intercepted by Jones. He tries to play Lee in, but Lee wasn't on the run, and the Chivas player intercepted the pass. Chivas working the ball around the back, and it's played forward. Able to maintain possession here. And Chivas working their way up the right. And they've been looking for that switch ball all night in the midfield. And a lot of the times it's worked, but this time it hasn't. Fort Wayne comes up with possession. And Tyler Gaynor with the overlap run on the ball now. Trying to find Luke Jones. And the ball goes out for a throw in here in the 39th minute. Gaynor throws it into Mota, who finds Oliveira, who takes the shot left-footed, and it's deflected off a Chivas player. And he wins the ball back. A hard challenge in there for the ball, but Fort Wayne FC come up with it. Just trying to slip Gomez in there. And a foul against Fort Wayne FC. And Chivas player doesn't like that foul. Talking to the ref, hey, this is 3 or 4 times now this has happened. Be it a friendly, I'm not sure if a card's going to come out or not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does here soon. Chivas plays a switch ball. Finds their man on the right. Trying to connect, but Gomez able to come up with it. 2 or 3 players surround him, and the ball's given away. Good little attempt at a 1-2. Give and go by Chivas, but the ball is turned over. And it's a throw in here for Fort Wayne here in the 41st minute at Shields Field. So Chivas pressing high, forcing Grant to play the ball long. Fort Wayne able to come up with the ball. Here's Mota. Plays it out to Gaynor. Oliveira trying to find either Logan Lee or Gomez, but the Chivas player, Javier Guerrero, able to head the ball out of bounds for a throw in here in the 42nd minute. And over the past 5 or 10 minutes, Fort Wayne able to claw back some of that momentum, especially after the goal. And here's a good ball taking an awkward bounce off the turf. Logan Lee not able to collect it, falls into the hands of the goalkeeper Garcia. Ball bouncing around in the middle, attacking third, and Gomez takes it on the volley, but doesn't put a whole lot on it, and it goes straight to the goalkeeper, and the Chivas goalkeeper distributes it quickly to Guerrero. And it's back to Garcia. Chivas working out of the back. And the Chivas defender able to work it up into the midfield. And really only Logan Lee trying to cut off those passing lanes for Fort Wayne FC. The midfielders not doing a whole lot in support, which understandably so. You don't want to run down your players here in the last 5 minutes or so to potentially give up a goal. And a foul called against Oliveira for Fort Wayne FC, and the ball goes the way of Chivas here in the 44th minute at Shields Field. Chivas plays a long ball to the left. And a good attempt at a 1-2 there. The Chivas player on the left side was in. The ball given away, and Logan Lee, he's on sides. Good ball played into him. Didn't really have a whole lot of options there, so took the shot. And here's another shot, and a good save by Garcia for Chivas. And the ball goes out for a corner kick for Fort Wayne. Here's the replay. Logan Lee not have a whole lot of options here, just trying to make something happen. And Gvozdic, a good shot, forcing a save out of Garcia. Corner kicks away. Finds Jones at the back post, and Garcia with another good save at his near post. And it's going to be another corner kick for Fort Wayne. And here's the corner kick for Jones. Finding Koch. And the ball goes out for a goal kick. So we're in the 45th minute. I didn't see the board go up. Did anybody? 1 added minute, says our social media man. 1 added minute of extra time here at the first half at Shields Field. The score is 1-1. And here's Gvozdic, able to win that ball back. Finds Jones. Plays it back to Gvozdic. Plays it Jones. And the ball goes out for a corner. The Chivas defender able to just nick it away to prevent the shot from happening. There's been a flurry of action for Fort Wayne FC here in the final third over the past 5 minutes, putting the pressure on Chivas to make something happen. I can't quite tell who's taking the corner. It might be Gvozdic, might be Mata. And that ball is tipped away by the goalkeeper, and it's out for another corner kick. Oliveira delivers the ball, trying to find Coke. And that's the first half here at Shields Field. The score is Fort Wayne FC 1, Chivas de Guadalajara 1. Chivas striking first off a penalty kick scored by Gael Garcia. And Max Emawanko putting a shot past the Chivas goalkeeper to make things all square.
To help you with your financial goals. Become a member online in just 5 minutes and start scoring with ProFed Credit Union. Also remember the raffle for
And we're back here at Shields Field for the international friendly against Fort Wayne FC versus Chivas de Guadalajara's U20 squad. The score is 1-1 here in the first half. Goals came from Gael Garcia off a 25th minute penalty kick. And then Max Emawako able to fire a shot past the Chivas goalkeeper in the 35th minute to make things all square, 1-1 here at Shields Field. So a number of substitutions for Fort Wayne. Unfortunately, it is going to take me a minute to figure them out. We're not given those substitutions at halftime, so it's left up. It's left up to my devices. But I can tell you, Austin Kranick, as well as Seth Maulmeister and Sam Michaels, have entered the match. I believe those are the only 3 substitutions for Fort Wayne FC. And the second half is underway here at Shields Field. Fort Wayne FC plays the ball back to their defenders. And here's Michaels on the ball. Plays it out to Kranick, who finds Maulmeister. And for fans at home watching and have maybe only caught 1 or 2 matches, if you're a Fort Wayne FC fan but you haven't seen him yet, I would watch out for Seth Maulmeister. The young man, only probably 18 years old, played for the Columbus Crew Youth Academy, the U19 squad, and will be headed to Purdue Fort Wayne playing Division I soccer next year. He's big, he's strong, he can play that number 9 position very well. So we'll see what he can do, along with quite a few other skilled players as well, Sam Michaels and Austin Kranick. A couple of good substitutions from Mike Avery. So a free kick here for Chivas here in the opening minute of the second half. Chivas working the ball through the middle. Fort Wayne applying pressure high. The substitutions with fresh legs, able to apply that pressure there. Koch wins the ball back, but doesn't get as far as a Chivas defender. And the ball goes out of bounds in the 47th minute here at Shields Field, and there's a Fort Wayne throw-in. Angevin finds Gomez, who a nice little flick and move around the Chivas player. And a late slide tackle from Chivas against Gomez, and it's a free kick for Fort Wayne here. Fort Wayne's a long way out. So they'll definitely be aiming for their big men here in David Koch and Seth Maulmeister. And Breno Oliveira is on the free kick. Goes to the near post, and Logan Lee is able to get on the end of the corner. And it looks like 2 Chivas players have collided. The goalkeeper, Garcia. I can't see who the other player is that's down. It took a hard hit. Each of them did on that corner kick there. Logan Lee for Fort Wayne was able to connect with it. There's not a whole lot of movement from either of the Chivas players. I'm seeing some hand movement and some leg movement. The goalkeeper, Garcia, is just holding his back there. And the other Chivas player that was down was Carlos Salcido. But both players are up now after being attended to for a moment there. And it's a goal kick for Chivas here in the 50th minute at Shields Field. Fort Wayne players trying to cut off the passing lanes of the Chivas players. Fort Wayne want them to go long. Logan Lee doing a lot of leg work across the front there to try to force the Chivas players to do something with it, and they're doing well to maintain possession, Chivas is. Not trying to force any passes. The players are doing well to move around, receive the pass, find the open space, and move into that space. And that's something Fort Wayne has struggled with the entire first half, is trying to close down those open spaces and try to maintain possession. And Chivas is doing that well. They're nice and methodical, calculated, just like you would expect from a squad associated with a professional side, one of the most historic clubs in Mexico. So here's Chivas in the attack. They play it out to the right. Cross in. It's cleared away eventually by Olchek. But it doesn't make it further than a Chivas player. And it's back out on the right side. Dancing 1-2, and David Koch able to get in the way of that pass. And it goes out for a corner kick for Chivas. So corner kick for Chivas here. Plays it into the front post, and they're able to get a hold of it. But the shot played well over the bar for a goal kick for Fort Wayne FC here in the 52nd minute at Shields Field. Grant going to play this one long. And just like Joe Bowles, got a big foot, and he's able to play it long and find the player he's intending to, but Fort Wayne can only play the ball long so much before they got to switch up the tactics, and the ball's made it back to Gaynor in defense. Here's Michaels to Kranick. And this is Logan Lee. Well, the ball went away by Chivas, and they play it back to the goalkeeper. And for those of you just tuning in, make sure to share the link to the YouTube live stream for family and friends who weren't able to make it to the match tonight. And let us know where you're watching from. I always like seeing where exactly our viewers are coming from. I know we've got a couple of South American viewers, somebody from Germany. So let us know where you're watching from. Here's Kranick on the ball. And that ball goes out for a goal kick for Chivas here in the 53rd minute, almost the 54th minute here at Shields Field. Here's Chivas once again, building out of the back. Trying to connect their defense and their midfielders, but the ball's given away. Here's Gomez for Fort Wayne. Logan Lee unmarked in the middle. Not able to maintain possession, given back. And Chivas content to just play short passes, not playing it long over the top. Trying to slowly work their way up the field. They're doing well to find those little pockets to stand in, and those passes are right to them. And in the attacking third now, played out to the left. And a good run in, and the cross finds a wide open Chivas player, and he slots it to the back post, no problem. Nice and easy for him, and they put Chivas in the lead 2-1 here in the 55th minute at Shields Field. And we're trying to get the goal scorer for you here. And I apologize in advance. I can't tell you exactly who the goal scorer was for Chivas. My eyes are only so good, and I didn't quite catch the replay of it. But Chivas is in the lead 2-1 here in the 56th minute at Shields Field. And that goal was well worked by Chivas. A quick 1-2 pass and a layoff to an open man standing right in the middle of the box. And he was able to fire the shot past Grant to the backside, no problem. Unmarked, undefended. And that's not something you want if you're a Fort Wayne player, and especially Mike Avery. That's not something you want to see, is your players leaving a man unmarked in the 18-yard box. So a throw in here for Fort Wayne in the 56th minute. Logan Lee's on the ball with 3 Chivas players crowded around him, but it's a throw in for Fort Wayne. Here's Sam Michaels. Plays the ball back to Olchek. And out to Gaynor. Here's Krennic. And Malmeister looks like he's going to get on the end of the ball and crosses it in, trying to find Gaynor, who is streaking in unmarked. But the pass just a little behind Gaynor, it seemed. But good vision by the 18-year-old Malmeister there. And Vitor Gomez causes a foul for Fort Wayne, and it goes the way of Chivas. It's a good pass out of the back from Chivas there to find their midfielder. And Krennic able to get it in the way of the Chivas player playing on the right. And it's a throw in for Fort Wayne here in the 58th minute. Here's Logan Lee. Finds a good ball to Malmeister, who made a good run for Fort Wayne. Played that pass just a little bit behind Gomez, but he's able to get on the end of it. And here's Krennic, able to find Malmeister, holds up, and a good save by the Chivas goalkeeper. And that's something you're going to try to see, or you're going to see Fort Wayne try the entire night. Have Seth Malmeister get the ball with his back to goal, turn and shoot. That's something he's done several times for the Columbus Crews Youth Academy squads that he's played with over the past couple of years. And a header here by Malmeister, collected by Chivas' goalkeeper very easily. That was well-worked play there by Fort Wayne. Able to work the ball through the midfield quickly, breaking down the Chivas defense in that one instance. And here's Chivas. Plays the ball out wide, and it's a ball through, and Grant's able to collect it. Plays a ball out to Michaels, who had a man on him. Didn't want that ball. Grant gave it to him anyway, and the ball's come back to Chivas, who are now in the attacking third. Here's Krennic trying to play Logan Lee over top. And a foul against Maulmeister there. He's complaining to the ref, saying he chested the ball. But I don't think he looked down at his feet and saw that he actually kicked the Chivas player for the foul there. So here's Chivas defense going the other way. Trying the flick. But the pass doesn't come up, and it's a throw-in for Fort Wayne here in the 60th minute. Logan Lee on the ball. And a good tackle there by the Chivas player, but it falls to Olczyk, who plays a long ball across field. Not entirely sure who he's trying to find, whether that was Sam Michaels or Krennic streaking out of the back. But it's a throw-in here for Chivas in the 60th minute. So we've got an update on the goal scorer for Chivas. And I'm not... Leonardo Sanchez was the goal scorer for Chivas, who scored the second goal. And we've got two substitutions coming in here for Chivas. Mateo Chavez, he's coming in for Carlos Corona. And the second substitution here for Chivas, Mario Vasquez, coming in for Javier Guerrero. So a double substitution there for Chivas in the 62nd minute here at Shields Field. So a free kick here for Chivas. Working the ball around well in their defense. Seth Maulmeister applying some pressure, maybe a little too much pressure. The big man's got to be careful with his weight. He's able to use it there to keep the ball from going to the Chivas player, but the Chivas player is down. Can't quite see who that player is, but he went down hard, as one would imagine when you come up against Seth Maulmeister in a challenge. It was a clean play there. But Seth Maulmeister, a big, big man carrying a lot of weight. And it's not going to feel good if you collide with him. Using the magic spray here on the Chivas player. Still no confirmation as to who it is. And that was Fernando Murillo, who was down on the field, but he's up now. Took just a little bit of a knock. So the ball's back in play here. Goes back to the Chivas goalkeeper. Chivas working out of the back here. Malmeister applying pressure. Just pushes over the Chivas player, and I think that's going to be growing pains or learning pains for Seth Malmeister there. He's just got to learn when exactly is the best time for him to slow down. He's a large, like I mentioned, he's a large man carrying a lot of weight, but he's still young, only 18 years old, so he doesn't know maybe quite when to slow down and when his weight's going to carry him through a challenge. And I think that's just what happened here. But Chivas are away in the attack. A cross in, and Grant able to collect that ball here in the 66th minute at Shields Field. Grant plays a long ball, trying to find Logan Lee, but the Chivas players heads it away. Oliveira on the ball, trying to find Gomez. Just a bit too much on it. And Chivas goalkeeper able to collect it. Chivas maintaining possession here, back to the goalkeeper. Working it around the back. Chivas working their way up the left. Kranik not able to get in front of the ball, and they maintain possession here. Oliveira able to win the ball back, but it's a foul against Chivas. So a throw in here for Fort Wayne FC in the 68th minute. Also, the announcer's mic. And another throw in here for Fort Wayne. And the Chivas player plays the ball out for a corner kick for Fort Wayne here in the 68th minute at Shields Field. Oliveira going to send this corner in. And that cross only makes it to a Chivas player out to the far post. And Angevin doing well to hustle back to try to shepherd the Chivas player off the ball, and he does, but it's a throw in here for Chivas here in the 69th minute. Fort Wayne able to win the ball back, and it falls back to Grant. Who hoofs the ball up the field, and it's going to go out for a throw-in for Chivas here in the 69th minute. And the ball goes out just for a Fort Wayne FC throw-in. And we've got a double substitution again For Chivas, the player coming on, Leonardo Jimenez. And he's replacing Ham, I believe. Excuse me, 234. Carlos Salcido is coming off, being replaced by Leonardo Jimenez. And the second substitution, Horacio Garcia coming in, and I can't quite make out who he's replaced. And another second substitution now in for Chivas. Pardon the pause there in the commentary. I was communicating with another one of the Fort Wayne FC staff members about the weather situation, and a hard foul against the Chivas player. Fans up in arms about it. And we've got a goalkeeper change here. Cuba Grant coming off for Fort Wayne FC. Gabe Greenfield, the Huntington University product, is now on in place of Grant. So it's a free kick here for Fort Wayne FC here in the 72nd minute. Starting to see some umbrellas go up here at Shields Field. So the rain has just started. For those of you that don't know, who haven't watched our matches before, I am a meteorologist as well, so that's my career. And I've just been keeping an eye on some of the thunderstorms around us, and it looks like we're going to just finish the match, but every thunderstorm that has popped up in the area has been a little bit tricky, causing some severe weather. So that's something that we've been watching. But I think we just finished the match with maybe a few minutes to spare. So another substitution for Fort Wayne FC. The captain, Logan Lee, coming off, handing off the armband to Gary Boughton, 32-year-old Trine University women's coach, now on the pitch. Boughton has played for a number of semi-pro and professional clubs across the New York region. And I'm sure he hopes to make something happen here. So a goal kick for Chivas in the 74th minute here at Shields Field. So Chivas on the ball here in the attacking third. The ball's played in. Olchek able to head the ball as far as Angevin, who kicks the ball out for a throw-in here in the 74th, almost the 75th minute here at Shields Field. Chivas just playing through the midfield. And there's the first yellow card of the night. I'm surprised it's actually come so late. The fans aren't happy about it, but probably the right call. Oliveira getting a little handsy with the Chivas player, and the referee says, no, we're putting an end to that real quick, and it's a yellow card against Oliveira, the first yellow card of the night here at Shields Field. Chivas back in. Ball ping-ponging around the final third, and it falls back to Chivas. And the ball rolls out of play for a throw-in for Fort Wayne here in the 76th minute. Here's Olchek. Plays a long switch, trying to find Angevin out there on the left, but it goes out for a throw-in for Chivas here in the 76th minute. Fort Wayne midfield just applying a little bit higher pressure on Chivas than maybe what they were in the first half, forcing the goalkeepers and the defenders to play those balls up a little bit higher than maybe what they would like. Maybe turning the ball over to Fort Wayne FC. At least that's the hope for the squad anyway. But Chivas here in the middle third, attacking quickly. And the referee calls a questionable foul against Chivas there. I think he's saying the Chivas player kicked Olchek, but it looked like Olchek kind of tripped over his own feet. But here's Koch on the ball. Plays it long over the top. And the defender heads it over the Chivas goalkeeper. And Gomez trying to keep it in play, but Maulmeister not necessarily in the right position. Referee says clean tackle, and here's Maulmeister trying to play in across there, but could have been a fatal mistake for Chivas there. Just a miscommunication between the defender and the goalkeeper, but ultimately it goes out for a corner kick in the 77th minute for Fort Wayne FC. Here's Oliveira. Ball's delivered far post. Maulmeister gets on it. Angevin just slices it wide. And the Chivas defender heads it out for a throw-in. Oliveira with a long throw. Maulmeister challenging the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper comes down with it comfortably in traffic. Chivas not able to maintain possession. They give it away in a dangerous spot. Here's Sam Michaels on the ball, using some good footwork and good vision, but unfortunately Angevin slips. But the Chivas player goes out of bounds with the ball, and it's a throw-in for Fort Wayne here in the 78th, almost 79th minute. And a shot sliced well wide by, I believe that was Gomez for Fort Wayne, and Chivas are away now, attacking quickly. Fort Wayne have 4 back against Chivas' 2, but Chivas are quick. Koch able to hold up play, and it ping-pongs around the defense, and it eventually goes out for a corner kick for Chivas, and there is a player down for the Rojiblanco. I believe this is the 3rd time the medical squad for Chivas have had to attend to a player here. Typically resulted in a little bit of magic spray and a hard knock, but the Chivas player tends to get up okay. And I think a substitution is going to be made here because of the injury. The injured player coming off, Leonardo Sanchez, being replaced by Sebastian Perez for Chivas. And I think that's the first injury substitution of the night here. But a corner kick for Chivas here in the 80th minute, almost the 81st minute, excuse me, here at Shields Field. And it's a short one. Cross is played in well over the heads of the Chivas players, and it's a goal kick for Fort Wayne. So Gabe Greenfield for the goal kick. Plays it high to his midfielders to see if they can't win it. And the ball eventually falls to the feet of the Chivas player, who's kicked a little bit there by Vitor Gomez, and it's a free kick quickly taken by Chivas. Chivas playing those quick triangle passes, trying to break down the Fort Wayne defense. Doing well to pass and move, Find quick, smart, easy passes instead of trying to force something here. And something Chivas have done well all night is switching position on the field quickly, playing that ball left to right, right to left very quickly to just give a different attacking look potentially for Chivas. And they're still on the ball. Here's the goalkeeper. Fort Wayne midfield pressing a little bit higher, trying to force Chivas to play long. And the goalkeeper panics a little bit there, just kicks it out of play. Didn't think he had the space to kick it up the field there. And we've got a substitution here for Fort Wayne. Coming off is Vitor Gomez, and coming on for him in his place, number 16, Uriel Macias. Macias, one of the couple of players for Fort Wayne who have played at the higher level, featured 5 or so times for the Colorado Switchbacks of the USL Championship. And a good ball in there by Oliveira trying to find Macias. But Chivas are able to win the ball back. Gary Boughton on the ball here in the midfield. Oliveira finds Kranik out wide. Plays the ball into Macias. Plays in a pacey cross low. And it goes out for a corner kick here in the 83rd minute. About the 84th minute here at Shields Field. So not a whole lot of time left for Fort Wayne to equalize, but hoping they can make something happen from the corner kick. I believe this is Macias or Boughton taking it. And the referee calls a foul against Fort Wayne, and it's going the way of Chivas. So Chivas playing long out of the back. The defender just clearing his lines, not messing about. And it makes its way to Greenfield. Greenfield plays it long to Macias, who gets his head to it. But the Chivas goalkeeper able to collect it. And the goalkeeper just taking his time, taking his 6 seconds that he's given. And this is probably the first time all night the goalkeeper's actually punted the ball away for Chivas instead of playing out of the back. But I think that's more due to Fort Wayne playing a little bit higher line in their midfield. Their midfielders just coming up to apply a little bit more pressure, forcing the goalkeeper to play it a little bit longer than what he might want to. And the pass goes out for a Fort Wayne throw-in here in the 85th minute. Here's Greenfield. Plays it long, trying to find Angevin. It goes out for a throw-in for Chivas here at Shields Field in the 86th minute. And we've got a substitution getting ready to come on for Fort Wayne FC. Austin Kranick coming off and making his first appearance, I believe, for Fort Wayne FC, if not one of very few appearances for Fort Wayne FC. TJ White coming on in place of Kranick. So a throw in here for Chivas in the 86th minute at Shields Field. Chivas retain possession as they play the ball across the field. Just weaving back and forth through the midfield. A good pass there to find the wide man who drives at Angevin. And a foul against the Chivas player. Actually, referee calls for a goal kick. Apparently, it's a free kick for Fort Wayne FC. So here's Greenfield. Playing it long, trying to find Wallmeister. A good touch to bring it down. And great vision there to find White. Good ball from White there. Finds Boughton. And it's a throw in here for Fort Wayne in the 88th minute of the match. Macias has the ball taken away from him. Another throw in for Fort Wayne. Sort of hard to see. I'm staring right into the light, but I think this is Sam Michaels on the ball. First night match here at Fort Wayne FC at Shields Field, so it's a little bit hard to see. Getting used to these floodlights lighting the field. Another throw in for Fort Wayne. Here's Boughton driving down to the corner. And a cross in finds Oliveira, who's able to get past the Chivas player. And he just tries to find the back post. But it was always just curling away. And the refs are saying it's a corner kick for Fort Wayne in the 89th minute. Hoping to make something happen. Here's Boughton. Ball delivered in near post. Chivas goalkeeper punches it away. And Chivas is on the break. He'll look to switch the ball. And a Chivas player probably played that switch just a bit too late. Intercepted by Olchek. Here's White. Past to Wallmeister, who's able to see off two defenders from Chivas. And rifles a shot towards the goalkeeper, who collects it comfortably. Not going to challenge a goalkeeper a whole lot if you shoot it right at him. But a good opportunity nonetheless from Wallmeister there. Fort Wayne haven't had a whole lot of shots on goal in the past 5-10 minutes or so. Besides Oliveira's corner, or shot off the corner, and then Wallmeister shot there. Chivas playing out of the back. And the Chivas player plays it out for a throw-in the 90th minute at Shields Field. Oliveira signaling a long throw here. Certainly trying to find one of the big men. And the goalkeeper, Garcia, clears the ball away. And Chivas are on the break. Angevin turning on the boosters. Able to get that ball away. Plays a tricky ball back to Greenfield, but he settles it and clears his lines. And the ball makes its way up to Mahlmeister. And the referee saying offsides against Mahlmeister. So the board has just gone up. 2 minutes of added time here at Shields Field. Chivas leads 2-1 against Fort Wayne FC. I imagine at this point Chivas probably just going to maintain possession, not give up anything tricky. Use their technical ability, pass and move, pass it around Fort Wayne players for as long as they can to see this match out. No need to give up possession. Chivas, hopefully, for them anyway, going 2 for 2 so far in their preseason matches. A yellow card given to Angevin. And the Chivas player down once again. Trying to see if the referee signals anything. Doesn't look like it. I think it was just a push against Angevin. Giving the ball back at a crucial moment when Fort Wayne FC had possession of the ball. Chivas back on the ball again, working their way down the the right. Just pass and move, pass and move. Chivas not able to maintain possession in the midfield. Here's Olchek under pressure. Finds Boughton, who plays it to Angevin. Trying to spring Mahlmeister long. And the referee says, that's it, folks. That's the match here at Shields Field. The international friendly goes the way of the visitors. Chivas de Guadalajara's U20 squad puts 2 past Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne only able to finish 1. Make sure to stick around for after-game interviews. And for those of you that missed the Fort Wayne FC goal in the 35th minute from Max Emawanko, that will be up on our highlights on our YouTube channel within the next coming days. So thank you for joining us here at Shields Field. Our next match back at home on Sunday against league bottom dwellers, Dayton Dutch Lions. But for now, I'm Caleb Saylor. We'll speak soon.